read yet. I have a sewing kit that I can have all my handwork in, so I have scissors and things in it that I can take it and easily, if I'm going to be traveling or something, I have everything I need. I have some shelves here. These are projects that I'm currently working on, so I have them divided so I know what pieces and all my papers are connected with each other. I have some reference books and other things here. I have notebooks where I have all my class notes and information. Down here I have my journals, my notebooks that keep things like my newsletters, my blogging ideas, all kinds of different things. I have tons of notebooks. More shelving, more notebooks to keep more class ideas. Down below I have all of my books and magazines, creative expressions, all the years I've collected Sew News, creative machine embroidery. All those are filed down here along with my sewing machine instruction books, so they're easy to get to when I need them. When I'm done with this bookcase, I can do the exact same thing and drop it and close it, just like that. What I have on top of these bookcases are some little green totes that are easy to take down. They're not very big, they're not very heavy, but I can store some of the tools, the notions that I use pretty frequently. This one has my bejeweler tool in it and all the jewels that go with it. So I can take it down, open the lid, put it on my desk, get it all out, and then I can put it all back in and file it back on top. Some other things I have up here, my hot glue gun, stencil burner, some things like that. Then what I have here is a row of drawers. And I really like these. They're clear. I can open them up, get in what's inside, and shut it very easily. I have all of these labeled so I know what's inside. I also kind of have an idea in my head of what I put there. And I continue to put the same thing in the same place. For instance, this drawer has all of my different rotary cutters. I always put my rotary cutters back in there. I may have them out on my cutting table for a couple days, but when I'm ready to clean up, put up my project, they always go back in here. So these drawers are pretty easy to get in and out of, and they're pretty small and flat, so I can store small little things and the notions that I use most frequently. Down below here, I have more drawers for storage. I have more cutting tools, more marking tools that I use, whatever I need. If I continue to go down, I have tools for my cutting mat. I've got scissors, pinking shears, that type of thing. Continue to go down, and I have serger thread in the bottom two drawers here. Keep all my serger thread there, so I know where it is, and I can get to it, and it's protected in those drawers. The next thing that I have that is close to my clear drawers of notions is a little grocery bag holder that I made. The theme of my sewing room, if you haven't already discovered by now, is hunter green, and I actually used a dogwood flower fabric for the coordinating print. I found that fabric and I really liked it, and green is one of my favorite colors, so I decided a long time ago in my sewing room the theme was going to be green, and that's why you see all the green. So I store a lot of grocery bag holders in this. I line all my trash cans with that, and it works very easily. Who doesn't have lots of grocery bags laying around the house? So that's where I keep those. Right in these two bookcases that I have next, I store all of my fabric. Again, they're covered with a fabric cover so I can get in them easily. Up above here, I store fabric that are smaller scraps of fabric that are actually not yard pieces. They may be cut into fat quarters. They may be just little scraps of what I have left over. Perhaps they're even a little bit quarter yard pieces. But my smaller pieces I store up here, and my bigger pieces of fabric go in here. Next I have beads, embellishment, sequins, that type of thing stored up here. I have 3D embroidery designs. A lot of times when I'm stitching something that is 3D or trying to create a project with that, I'll create a lot more than I actually need. And I'll store them up here. And you never know when you might need that little 3D butterfly or little 3D flower to cover up something or a mistake you made in your design. So I just keep those handy there. I have more boxes here where I store projects. And now if you want to look at my fabric, it actually is stored pretty neatly. Let's open up this first one and lock it shut here. And let's open up this one and lock it shut. I have all my prints stored over here and all my solids over here. The great thing about this is I can get in here pretty easily if I'm in a hurry and need to clean up my sewing room really fast, I can throw everything on the shelves and not really fold it very well. I have to, if I'm on a time limit. And then I can shut these, and it looks really nice when somebody comes down here in my sewing room, and not like it's a total disaster. Plus, it keeps all of my fabric stored really well. It keeps it clean, keeps it away from the light, so it doesn't fade. So there are a lot of advantages to keeping your fabric stored and covered. Right next to my fabric, I have one little area, which is dead space, and of course I can't have any dead space in my sewing room. So what I keep over here are all my rulers and cutting mats. Usually I have my large cutting mat on my cutting table, but when I don't, I store it up against this wall. I keep all my other little rulers here, so they're easy to get to. It's only about 3 or 4 steps from where my cutting table is to get to my mat and rulers. After my bookcases of fabric here, and my cutting mats and rulers up against the wall here, right over here I have a stack of totes, and this is where I have all my projects. I have a pillowcase of finished projects up here at the top, and all these are unfinished projects that I have to do. I know it's a lot, and let me guarantee you this is not all of it. I normally don't store all of these, my projects, finished or unfinished, in my sewing room. I have another room where I store those. But I brought these out because I want to show you how exactly I store everything that I'm going to be working on and how I organize it all. Right next to my stack of projects, I have something that hangs over my door where I store a lot of other things. I store totes in this, I store little plastic bags, little bottles, little things that I need every once in a while. Right next to my door organizer, I actually have a closet. This is just a temporary closet, but